Have you ever wondered what will happen when the universe finally comes to an end? It may sound like a strange or even scary question, but scientists believe that one day, everything we know, the stars, the galaxies, even time itself, will eventually die. The universe, just like living things, has a beginning and will one day have an ending too. In this video, we are going to explore that mysterious ending. We'll talk about how the universe might die and what could possibly happen after that. Some ideas are based on science, while others are more like mind-bending theories. But all of them lead us to one simple truth. The story of the universe is far bigger and stranger than we can imagine. So let's begin this journey and try to understand what happens after the universe dies. The universe might look eternal and unchanging to us, but it is not. From the very first moment of the Big Bang, about 13.8 billion years ago, the universe has been expanding. Galaxies are moving farther and farther apart, and this process is still happening right now. If you look into the night sky, every star you see is part of this giant, moving, living cosmos. But just like every living thing, the universe also has a timeline. It will not last forever. Scientists believe that the main reason for this slow path toward death is something called entropy. Entropy is a way of saying that, over time, energy spreads out and becomes less useful. Imagine lighting a candle in a dark room. At first, it gives off bright light and heat. But after a while, the candle burns out and the room goes dark again. The universe is like that candle. Stars, planets, and galaxies are burning through their fuel. One by one, stars will stop shining, black holes will fade, and eventually, the universe will lose its ability to create new energy. This stage is often described as the heat death of the universe, where everything reaches the same cold, empty temperature. At that point, no new stars will form, no new light will shine, and the universe will become a dark, frozen place. Billions upon billions of years from now, space will look nothing like the sky we see today. When we think about this, it reminds us that even something as massive and powerful as the universe is not permanent. It has a beginning, and it will have an end. And that ending, in many scientific theories, is slow, quiet, and inevitable. Scientists have tried to understand not just that the universe will end, but how it will end. Over the years, several possible scenarios have been suggested. Each one paints a very different picture of the universe's final moments. Let's look at the main theories. The first and most widely accepted idea is called the heat death, or the Big Freeze. In this scenario, the universe keeps expanding forever. Galaxies drift farther and farther apart, stars eventually run out of fuel, and black holes slowly disappear. In the end, the universe becomes a cold and empty place, with nothing left but dead stars and fading radiation. It is not a dramatic ending, but a slow, quiet fade into darkness where time itself loses meaning. The second theory is the Big Crunch. According to this idea, the expansion of the universe could one day stop. Instead of spreading apart, gravity would pull everything back together. Galaxies, stars, and planets would all collapse inward until the universe shrinks into a single, incredibly dense point, almost like the Big Bang in reverse. If this happens, the universe might not only die, but it could also give birth to a new one, restarting the cycle. The third possibility is the Big Rip. This is one of the most dramatic theories. Scientists believe that if the mysterious force called dark energy keeps pushing the universe to expand faster and faster, it might eventually become too strong to resist. Galaxies would be torn apart, then stars, then planets, and finally even atoms themselves. In the Big Rip, the universe would not just fade or collapse, it would be ripped apart piece by piece, until nothing is left. Each of these theories gives us a very different image of the end. Will the universe freeze in silence, collapse into itself, or rip apart violently? No one knows for sure. But all of them remind us that even something as infinite seeming as the universe has an ending written into its story. If the universe really does die one day, the biggest question is, what happens after that? Does everything simply end forever, or could something new begin? This is where science meets imagination, because while no one knows for sure, there are a few fascinating possibilities. The first possibility is eternal nothingness. In this view, once the last star fades and the last black hole disappears, there is simply silence. No light, no time, no movement, just an endless, empty void. It is hard for us to even imagine, because our minds are used to beginnings and endings, to sound and light. But the idea of eternal nothingness suggests that once the universe ends, there is truly nothing more. But other theories give us a different picture. Some scientists think that the death of one universe might actually give birth to another. For example, if the Big Crunch happens, the collapsing universe could ignite another Big Bang, creating a brand new cosmos. In that case, the death of our universe would not be an end, but a transformation, part of a repeating cycle where universes are born, live, and die over and over again. There is also the idea of the multiverse. According to this theory, our universe is not alone. It might be just one bubble in a vast sea of countless universes. If that's true, then the end of our universe doesn't mean the end of everything. Other universes might continue to exist, and perhaps even new ones could form. In that case, death might only be local. Our universe fades, but reality itself goes on. Some thinkers even imagine that if the universe does reach eternal stillness, strange new forms of existence could appear. Maybe new physics could emerge in the deep future, or maybe the quiet vacuum could still give rise to sparks of creation we cannot yet understand. So, what comes after the universe dies? Nothing, or maybe something entirely new. We may never know for certain, but thinking about these possibilities helps us realize how mysterious and endless the cosmos truly is. When we talk about the death of the universe, it's easy to feel small, powerless, or even afraid. After all, these events are so far beyond our control, and they happen on timescales so long that our human lives seem like a blink in comparison. But there is also another way to look at it, through a more philosophical lens. The universe dying may sound like a tragic end, but it also shows us something important. Everything, no matter how big or powerful, has a limit. Stars that shine for billions of years still burn out. Galaxies with trillions of stars still fade away. Even the universe itself has a destiny. And in a strange way, this reminds us to value the time we have. For us humans, the end of the universe is so far in the future that it may as well be eternal. But knowing that nothing lasts forever can inspire us to live more fully in the present. The beauty of the night sky, the warmth of the sun, the very fact that we exist, these are temporary gifts. They may not last forever, and that's what makes them precious. Some thinkers also suggest that even if the universe does end, that ending is not necessarily sad. It could be a transformation, a step in a much bigger story. Just like the end of a star can create the elements needed for life, maybe the end of the universe could lead to something we cannot yet imagine. So, while the idea of the universe dying can feel overwhelming, it also teaches us an important lesson. Meaning is not found in eternity, but in the moments we are alive to experience. So, what really happens after the universe dies? The truth is, we don't know for sure. It could be a slow and quiet heat death, where everything fades into cold darkness. It could be a dramatic collapse in a big crunch, pulling everything back into one point. Or it could be a violent big rip, where space itself is torn apart. And beyond these theories, there are even wilder ideas. New universes being born, endless cycles of creation, or a vast multiverse where our cosmos is just one bubble among countless others. But no matter which theory turns out to be true, one thing is clear. The universe, just like everything else, has an ending written into its story. And while that ending may be billions or even trillions of years away, thinking about it changes how we see the present. It reminds us that life, existence, and every moment we experience are rare and precious. Maybe the death of the universe is not really an end at all, but part of a bigger mystery we cannot yet understand. And maybe, just maybe, what looks like the final page is actually the beginning of a new story.